And hello, welcome to CS Live, another week where we talk about Fullerton School District and computer science, all things computer science, where we have guests, teacher guests come on and give us their opinions and their input, as well as just trying to give any kind of thought-provoking ideas that maybe you never thought of and would like to try or maybe consider growing in. This last week we had Clinton, amazing guest. He was kind of sharing about exposure and computer science as a language and how to maybe put that into the classroom. Today we have another amazing guest. She's a teacher at Fisler and does awesome things with computer science. So I'm really proud to have her here and share her experience, and it's Tracy Kim.
Hey, Tracy.
Good seeing you.
Good seeing you. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here. Did you get a chance to see the show last week?
I did, actually. I did see Clinton.
Anything stand out for you as you saw that?
One of the things that I thought was very interesting is how he mentioned that kids really need to get to know the coding so that they can see what is behind all of the things that they're doing. The games, even Facebook, things like that. The kids are on it all the time, but for them to be able to find out how it works in the back end, I thought it was really, really interesting.
So. Great. I'm glad you're watching the show. All right. So Fisler, I know, has been in a journey of computer science as a pathway, and I'm pretty sure it's probably different than a normal program that you bring in for other subjects. Can you tell us a little bit about your journey through this with CS in the last 2 years at your school and for yourself?
Yes, definitely. So we decided to bring on computer science last year, and there's a little bit of a resistance at the beginning because it's something new. It's something that we're all not familiar with, so the teachers are very apprehensive about starting it. But nonetheless, we all said we would be on board to try. And so each grade level kind of took upon something that they wanted to bring in. So third grade decided to buy, we filled out grants, and then we got EV3 robots, the Lego Mindstorms, and we just started to teach. So we started with Scratch, and we have a coding teacher that came in once a week to teach the kids how to start with Scratch. And then we were learning as we were going. The teachers were learning from the coding teachers. And then they slowly transitioned it into EV3s. So the first year really was just trial and error for me. And you helped me so much when you would come in the class and you would just meet with me and I would say, what can I do? How can I tie this in? Because for me, if it was just straight coding and I couldn't incorporate it into the curriculum, I didn't want to use it. And so you really helped with that. You kind of we brainstormed ideas on how to integrate it with math, and we did this one jogathon activity where they could incorporate the perimeter and area and things like that in the calculations of that. So it started there, and now I'm on my second year, and I think that just this experience has really taught me you start with baby steps. And you start small, and you don't have to be an expert. That's the biggest thing that I've really taken away, is that I just start with what I can, just learn the basics, and then I teach them, and I let the kids know, hey guys, we're in this journey together. I don't know it either, but we're gonna figure it out together. And through those baby steps, I've kind of realized, wow, the second year, I have so much more knowledge than I did the first year. So.
What's funny is if you ever get to go into her classroom, you would think she's the expert. I get blown away when I'm there and she's explaining to like 3 or 4 kids, 4 or 5 laptops are open. It's like magic, and I'm like, I want to be in your class right now. Like, I want to be here sitting with you because the way you explain it, you sound like an expert. So when you say you're not, it's pretty amazing how you come off that way.
But I'm not. But the thing is, it's been a journey just to get there because. As I think as teachers, we feel like we have to know everything before we can teach it. And that's the part of this experience. What it's taught me is that any teacher can teach it as long as you can let that guard down. And it's actually been really nice because the kids go through this journey with me, and I say, hey guys, I let them know ahead of time. I don't know either. We're going to figure it out. And so when I put it out there, if we have a challenge and the kids figure it out, then someone will raise their hand and say, I figured it out. And then they will become the expert and they teach the class. And that's what's pretty amazing about it, because I don't have to know everything.
Yeah.
The kids take off with it. So.
Now, I think that's an important lesson for all teachers, even in our growth. We talk about professional growth, and we always want our kids to grow and experience and get challenged. And I think in the teaching profession, sometimes it's hard to do that and let go. And now you throw in a topic that's even harder to deal with, like, let's say computer science, then it's even harder to let go of that. But
yes, definitely.
I'm really, I want to say, blessed when I see you in your classroom in that way, because I think it's a really good model. Another question I would like to ask is, do you feel that computer science has enhanced your pedagogy or your classroom in any way?
Definitely. I think what I've noticed about myself as a teacher and with my students is that, I can say all I want about having the growth mindset, because that's our big thing this year, having growth mindset. But to really put it into action is a whole nother ballgame. And so this sort of forces us to take on that motto of growth mindset, because coding doesn't happen in one try. It's again. You try, you test it, it doesn't work, you go back, you do it again. You go again, test it again, and you're constantly going back and forth. And you can see the kids who are resilient, they're so excited when they get to their goal, whereas the kids who just kind of give up, and so it's a great learning lesson to teach. Don't give up.
Yeah,
persistence.
Definitely. And that's always sometimes a harder thing to do in like our normal subjects, because we just keep going,
Yes.
and the little opportunities are less about trying them. What do you think about the future of CSs in schools?
Well, I definitely think that it's here to stay. It's definitely the future, and I know now more than ever, just the way that, the way that everything is from computers, everything. And so to know the back end of it, I think as the kids start becoming interested in it, it's going to be a buzz. The other schools, I know there's a lot of tours coming through. They want to see, how does it work? How are you doing this? And I think as more teachers become on board, there will be more ideas being shared, and then it'll start to spread. Hopefully it'll start to spread, because I don't think it's going anywhere.
Yeah, and I once heard at a conference a speaker sharing that in the future, in the past, whatever technology they used, you wouldn't expect that to be used now. So a great example was the doctors, right? So if we go to a doctor right now and they used scalpels, which they still do, but something that was 1800s based technology tool, we would probably be the first ones out the door. All our teachers would be the first one, like, I don't want you. So the future is here, future is coming, and we can't say, I can't do that because I still got to use the $1,800 concepts and technologies.
Yes.
When you just explained earlier, all the stuff that goes in the back end of things that kids consume and use all the time, that is the future. So we can't expect to use the same stuff back then. So,
and I think that's what we need to continue to push ourselves as teachers, because if we just only use the textbook, we're not keeping up with the times. We're just like that doctor that uses that scalpel only. So as uncomfortable and as as we feel, even though we feel like we don't have the knowledge in it, if you push yourself, we're just facilitators for the kids. We just introduce it, and then they're the ones who really take off with it. So if you just open your mind a little bit to it.
Awesome. Well, so thanks for joining us. I think you're going to be able to introduce us to our next segment of what we call Road to Robot Nation, which is happening in about 2 weeks, May 18th, May 19th. Would you introduce them for us?
We'll have 2 students. First one is Felipe, and the other student is Sienna.
All right.
Hi everybody, we are here, and we are here with our Road to Robot Nation student guests. and they're going to tell us a little bit about their journey for Robot Nation.
Hi, my name is Sienna.
And your team name for Robot Nation?
BLT.
Other guest is?
Felipe.
And your team name?
The Three-Headed Bats.
I know, Sienna, you've been doing Robot Nation for 2 years. I know that you're really enjoying it. Can you tell us a little bit about what it is that you like about Robot Nation?
I like Robot Nation because it's really interesting and teaches you how to work together with different people, and it teaches you different coding skills that you can use later.
Awesome. How about you, Felipe? I know this is your first year. You're only a third grader, but you are really a coding superstar. Can you tell us a little bit about what it is that you like about coding?
Coding is like very fun and very competitive, and I think it teaches you a lot about teamwork too and how to work together and solve up problems.
Awesome. And now, I don't know if you guys are wanting to do this as a career or not, but you're probably thinking that it could be a career. So I'm interested, is this something that you want to do as a career, or you think it might help you as a career in the future?
I would do coding as a career, and it will help as a career because it teaches you coding, and there's a lot of like technical stuff these days, and later when you get a job, they'll be able to do more coding and technical jobs.
Definitely. How about you, Felipe? Is coding something that you want to do in the future, or is it just something you're interested in?
I feel like coding will really help you, and maybe if like people get like more careers, like you said, maybe there might be a chance, but it might also help you in the future, like with your job or anything.
Do you like coding enough, you think, for it to be a career in the future, or you're not sure yet?
I'm not sure yet,
You're
but
not sure yet.
It's pretty fun, and yeah, it might help you out.
When you do coding, do you notice that is coding something that just comes easy and you just try it one time and then that's it? Or what is it about coding that's a little bit?
A very difficult thing, and if you mess up once, you can't give up. You have to keep trying and trying until you get it.
Definitely. Is it so difficult that most kids probably won't want to do it, or do you think it's a really cool challenge that?
I feel like it's pretty cool.
Oh, this little interesting maze here. Can you tell us a little bit about what this is, and is it one of the events at Robot Nation?
So yes, it is one of the events in Robot Nation. It's called Maze Runner, and basically you're supposed to program your robot to get through a maze with obstacles and turns.
Felipe, so is your robot here coded to get through this maze?
Yes.
Okay. Without going into the exact code or anything like that, can you just give us an idea of what all of this attached to your robot is and what it's going to do?
These are sensors, and they like sense a wall if it's next to them. And if this, we coded it like so, if this sees a wall, it turns to the left, so it doesn't like go off track or anything. And like we just coded it so all of these, the three of these, sense a wall and it goes to the right path, so it has no wrong walls in front of them.
I see. So it tells it where to go.
Yeah.
Okay, so you coded it. All right, let's see. Let's see how it does.
So this event is called Maze Runner, which is one of the events in Robot Nation. And so technically what this is you're supposed to program your robot to get through a maze with obstacles.
Okay, thank you guys. Thank you, Felipe, for sharing. Thank you, Sienna, for sharing. Okay.
All right, thank you for that. Sienna and Felipe looks like they're ready to go.
Yeah, they definitely look ready.
I know you've been working hard with them too, so it's going to be really exciting to see what they do. So
Yeah.
thank you for joining us.
All right, thank
you're always
you.
inspirational. Thank you.
Thanks so
And-
much for having me.
And so that was our show today. As we know that computer science is something that's very difficult to take from exposure to application or exposure to implementation. I leave you with the challenge, as what Tracy mentioned, just to give it a shot, that it doesn't require mastery on our end always. It's giving the opportunity, and the students will run with something like this, where we don't have to be the masters of it. So take a leap of faith one time, and like Tracy was mentioning, and she said a lot, that she failed often, tried to fail, and give that exposure, because the future is here, and CS is here now. So until we meet again next week with another guest, thanks for joining us. we're going to see some epic battles, races, and hopefully a lot of recognition. So join us next week. We'll try to explain some more of the challenges, and we'll have a new guest and host. So join us next week. So thanks for joining us. Until next week.